much damage already onto Val, but Val, pure class. Oof, just staying composed there, not using the flicker.
I'm a little disappointed.
Why?
Just a little. Because there's so much reputation surrounding Kairi on those assassins that I really wish that he would have pulled that out. But maybe it's going to be a pocket strat, as even Kairi on this Akai is going to deal so much damage onto Suelo, hindering his movements once again.
Let's see, Battle of the Little Wanderer. It's actually going to be Kairi who doesn't get it. Fearless wins out the Retribution battle early on, and Rebellion Zion lead.
I thought that ONIC Esports would go a lot more aggressive there. Oh, but Val gets a hook onto Samo HT, and he will be able to escape. But honestly, they actually got the earlier, they won the earlier trade using the G poke, to try and track down Val. And actually, Samo was able to cancel out the regen from Val. So he came into that fight with low HP, and so ONIC had more manpower. I thought they would definitely go for something a bit more aggressive, but I guess they're playing it a bit more cautious, knowing that Rebellion Zion, they are a very aggressive team, right? So ONIC opt for the calm, calculated way.
Now that's the thing, Rebellion Zion right now is playing towards their comfort. They're leading in this early game. They're trying to build more map pressure as well as awareness to be able to get these neutral objectives. But once again, it is going to be a little here in that mid side.
Yeah, Fearless jumping into eye for an eye onto Samo. Kairi not popping that heavy spin just yet. Gonna get fished out there. It might be first blood, but heavy spin brings Fearless back. 5-3, getting that first blood in his debut. Presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Ooh, Kairi as well as Samo barely escapes there, but off camera it is going to be CW taken out in a 1v1 situation against Highs, our rookie that we know came from Pawn. So this is already very interesting, as once again here, Boots caught in 1v3.
We got a game on our hands, man. This is already shaping up to be a classic, as Rebellion Zion has the pressure for the turtle. Notice how, again, Arashi, the setup from Rebellion, this is what we mentioned so many times about this team. They're so good at setting up in the early game and looking for these crazy skirmishes, but Boots, he doesn't want to give it over to Rebellion. He goes in 1v3, picks up the kill on the backside as Kairi goes into Retribution, and he gets it. Fearless now, trying to finish out the damage. I'm offended onto two members, and a combo wombo with the real world manipulation is there. Kairi 1 HP! He still survives! Wait, he goes in for the damage on to the minions. Boots finishes off Suelo, but Suelo getting out.
Suelo with the outplay there with a 1v2 situation, barely amount of HP. He's actually able to survive and prevent ONIC Esports from picking yet another pickoff. But as of right now, it does seem like ONIC Esports is still leading in terms of that economy, 1,000 to their name, and Rebellion Zion have not been able to get as much pressure that we intended them to.
That was disastrous for the set of Rebellion Zion, man. They had the setup, but Boots, he just came in with no hesitation, and I don't think they were prepared for the damage coming in. Look at the emblems right now for Kairi and Fearless. They're both with a Demon Slayer, so Kairi somehow, with the tank, quote-unquote tank hero, was still able to get the best of Fearless in that Retribution battle. And ONIC Esports, man, they are so decisive, and I think that's what we need to do against a team that knows what they want to do in the early game, like Rebellion Zion.
I think when we came into this new patch, we were expecting a lot more of the assassin emblems on those jungles, but both teams have actually opted for that Demon Slayer. Why is this? Is it still good?
Well, it has been good before. Yeah, man, what? In mid lane, I guess Kairi just got another pick there with the help of Drian, is able to just delete him. But back to the topic, Arashi, Demon Slayer. We've seen more Demon Slayer than Killing Spree, than High and Dries this entire season so far.
Yeah, it's always been about the objective, right? The jungler really seems to be shifting towards a more objective role, and with the flexibility coming in with the different kind of heroes, right? Beefier, tankier heroes coming into the meta, you don't really need as much damage to actually be useful, right? You can gank and use your utility to get your team ahead without being responsible for dealing the damage and securing the kills.
Fearless though, a little bit of trade, jumping in with an eye for an eye, not able to get out just yet, but there you go. Final eye for an eye, timed perfectly by Samo to bring him back. I'm offended there. Val bringing Kairi back to the under the turret, but he's gonna get cancelled out. No bloody hunt full duration. Both teams disengage, and both teams will just go for the turtle and the trade.
Yeah, it does seem like ONIC Esports is going to set up faster. Val here misses his iron hook. He was anticipating someone to be circling around in that area, but understanding that they cannot contest this turtle, it does seem like Rebellion Zion is going to be rotating towards that top side.
Oh, enhanced game, but CW is able to outplay in true CW fashion, surviving a 1v3.
He just dodges out of everything and sidesteps just perfectly, man. mechanical calm nerves of steel as Boots is just showing up in the bottom side, and Dyron will be taken very low. He almost gets taken out. One more bolt would have gotten him, but that won't be a kill for Drian. That will be a tower for ONIC Esports though.
Successfully zoned out there in the bottom side. Another objective to the pockets of the side of ONIC Esports. And once again, this is going to be very difficult for Rebellion Zion. If they do want to do the cross-map type of situation, it's very difficult to put CW in his place because he is such a reliable gold laner. I mean, time and time again, CW, he tries to get ganked. He's always able to do these outplays that really reflect his mechanical prowess in that particular area. As now, Kyrie might be in trouble, but not just yet.
Ooh, Kyrie stole the purple buff. Yep. He had the purple buff. It wasn't Fearless. Both of the junglers didn't have the retribution. Kyrie just got the last hit.
Wow, man, that is tough for Fearless to take in. And honestly, they're on the back foot right now. And Val on the Franco, he's trying his best to make the big plays happen. But so far, the only real play we've seen is him flickering forward and securing the kill earlier. So he's not having the success he wants. And that's partially because ONIC is doing the same thing that Altrigo was kind of doing, right? Val is waiting for a pickoff, and out of nowhere, Boots comes in and takes the fight to him. He jumps in and chunks him too low to actually participate in the fight. And the rest of the team follow up and get success there instead.
Let's slow it down a bit. Let's talk about the win conditions for both of these teams. Rebellion Zion, their win condition relies heavily on getting the winning lane. Dyron, winning the lane in the bottom side is crucial, but so far they haven't been able to do it. Here, Boots in a 2v1 is actually able to zone the members away, taking a lot of HP down, but finally Rebellion picks up a tournament both bottoms and almost taking down that top side too. Very low HP, but because ONIC were the ones to first get those turrets, it's gonna be really hard for Rebellion to contest any neutral objective. Fearless gonna get zoned out, and that's a free turtle to the hands of ONIC. Once again, going to the hands of Kyrie. Turtle slain by Samsung Galaxy A series.
Yeah, Rebellion Zion, they're trying their hardest to be able to open up the space that ONIC Esports has really pressured onto them. And now, once again, ONIC Esports, with that initiative movement, is going to rotate towards that top side, take Val out, and eventually take yet another objective on the board. So the trades are happening, but at this rate, ONIC Esports, they're trading a little bit faster than Rebellion Zion.
Absolutely, and they're making sure that the members that matter are getting the resources they need. CW just picked up the golden staff, and he has a bit of physical defense to his game, so he will be secure as I say that, though. He gets taken out with magic damage, and the fight breaks out as Rebellion pulls the trigger.
Kyrie way too tanky, a lot of peel here. Boots gonna be able to use knockout strike as Diamond Fender connects onto Fearless. Fearless disengaging as Dyron goes deep under the real world inflation, but look at that, it's gonna be the final blow, taking Samo down. Boots taken low, but he's ultimately able to win out in that trade. Rebellion 2-1. CW fell in the midst of that team fight.
Yeah, they're not going down without a fight. I mean, CW already 0-1 in terms of KDA as Fearless goes in once again.
Uh-oh, Fearless jumping in, sway low, taken low, but the turret comes and falls down. Rebellion Zion coming back in this game in the 8th minute. The Beatrix is getting that power spike very soon.
I think it all started with Sway Low actually getting the jump onto CW. He gets the pickoff, I believe, before the fight even happens. And so ONIC Esports comes into that fight with a man disadvantage. And it's not just any man, it is CW in the gold lane, one of the main damage dealers, one of the main sources of AoE. And so without him around, the team fight potential from ONIC Esports is severely diminished. And Rebellion Zion completely take advantage, but now they go on Sway Low.
Heavy spin by Kyrie on point, pinning him down for CW to take the kill. Now sieging down the turret. Dyron not wanting that to happen, goes in for the 1v1, forcing the battle mirror image to come out. 3 seconds, that's the turtle cam. Lord has spawned in the land of Dawn. 9 minutes in, it's the normal Lord, but both teams are really setting up for this.
Yeah, the reset as well. It does seem like both teams have a kind of advantage in that sense, but ONIC Esports has a little bit more understanding that the bottom lane is already pushing because Boots already cleared that lane out. Now, so we're gonna see with that thing being the current situation, we see Val once again with the iron hook that connects.
Oh, that was a bad target to go for. It was the roamer, and Samo was instantly able to punish that fact. Meanwhile, Highs in that bush, waiting for someone to step in. Kyrie jumping in way too aggressively there. Will be punished for a bit. He's taken low, but in the backside, look at the blazing duet. Unable to connect onto High. He's still able to position himself out. Fearless jumping out of the real world isolation, and that is Rebellion getting out of the fight. They do lose one, and it's ONIC who take the favorable trade.
It they do a trade and they get control right now, but most of their heroes are actually on low HP. Looking now at the item, the Claw on CW still on the brown boots, but itemizing a bit more towards sustain, right? He knows that the members of Rebellion Zion, they have a lot of poke, right? They have ways to chunk out the members of ONIC Esports, so he goes for a bit more sustain to make sure that he does not have to go back to base all the way before the next team fight.
Another thing that we can highlight from the side of ONIC Esports is how Drion is such an unsung hero. I mean, from every time Rebellion Zion wants to go for those aggressive team fights, that real-world manipulation is always just there to back them up, and he actually itemized for that Ice Queen wand first. So instead of the Enchanted Talisman, he went for that. So building that utility, building that slow, and you can definitely feel the impact when it came down to it.
I mean, Val is just like trying to check the bushes with the iron hooks, and if he does that, he does not have the chance to land it on the members that matter. Fearless gets quite aggressive, but Val tries to make something happen.
Yeah, look at that. That's going to be the Electro final blow onto the back line, going onto Drion. Fearless trying to disrupt. Look at Kyrie. He's able to zone Fearless away here with help of the real-world manipulation. Kyrie taking that damage onto Fearless. He's going to be taken down. Dyred trying to put more damage onto the team, but the Vengeance perfectly timed will not be enough to save him from his impending doom. It's a 1-for-2. ONIC, again, winning out of the trades.
Winning out of the trade and taking down Fearless as well, so they don't have any pressure onto this next Lord. Without the Retribution, it's going to be very difficult for Rebellion Zion to steal this away. It is still possible, as you can see here. Highs and Suelo, they're not far off.
Oh, Suelo almost goes for the steal. CW juking for a bit, but Suelo will fall to the hands of Drion. Boots gets hooked. No more fight. Both teams disengaging. Rebellion, knowing that they lost this trade, to just go back.
Now ONIC will try and make plays with the Lord, and honestly, they have such a good read on the intentions of Rebellion Zion in those team fights, man. Understanding that Val is the only real engage tool, we saw that once Val uses his Iron Hook to try and check in the bushes, instead of using perhaps a bit of the other skills, never mind that. Fight breaks out right now, and once again, that's a proactive move, but it's an equal trade for both teams.
Yeah, an equal trade. It is going to be Boots caught in a 1v2 situation and lost that, but in return, he bought a lot of time for the side of ONIC Esports to get yet another objective in that mid-side turret. But you can see that the Lord is already marching down there in the bottom side, and Highs is already sniffing out the whereabouts of Samo here.
Good decision-making by both ONIC and Rebellion. Rebellion, knowing they can't defend 5v5 in the mid lane, they rotate towards that top side, baiting Boots into the bush to actually pick him off. Meanwhile, ONIC, sure, you can have Boots. We'll just trade it for the mid lane turret, get more map pressure. But now we're going to take a look at the items. Suelo, though, oh, very aggressive onto Drion, but no, that's a 1v3. Suelo going to fall. That's a mega kill picked up by Kyrie.
Unfortunately, it does not pay off for Suelo right now. ONIC just picked up on the tendency for Suelo to go for those quote-unquote assassinations. That is what his item build is made for, so he doesn't get the pick he desires. And it's so difficult because now without the engage, so he just go in aggressively, and that will be yet another pick for ONIC. Everything has happened so fast, and they're just so sure of the outcome.
Man, that was such a good concealed play by ONIC. Now they've eliminated Rebellion Zion's main damage dealer in Highs and is going to push the siege even further. They've taken a tower in the top side. They're looking for the mid, really just asphyxiating Rebellion Zion, taking away all their buffs as well as that jungle, as Samo once again might be looking for a play onto Rebellion Zion.
Oh, they might just go for it here. They're going to try to keep down that mid lane, but look at the flanks. Look at the flanks. They're all just being ready. Suelo with the enhanced chain connecting onto two. No follow by the defended Samo! My goodness! Finds 3 on the board, and that's going to be 3 taken down. Suelo looking for the trade, but he comes in way too late. You're all alone. Boots takes the kill, and it's a 4-4-0 for ONIC Esports.
Crazy, crazy support and update here from the side of ONIC Esports in that particular team fight. They're going all in here, understanding that Highs is the only single person left to defend this one.
Ooh, they have 2 more seconds before Val is respawn, and Highs is doing a great job defending, but he needs to be careful. They have 4 members, they have enough force to take him out. He can get away, but he will be taken out, and that will be ONIC Esports taking the first game away.
Wow, 14 minutes is all it took for this new roster to take down